6 rounds to decide the L-Firm Window Systems 2017 New Zealand Jet Sprinting Championships for the Mouthfresh Superboats was scheduled for New Zealand's newest jet sprint venue, the Methanix Aquatrack. The Superboats are the fastest class of boat in New Zealand jet sprinting. The unlimited horsepower in the Mouthfresh class gives free rein to engineers and teams alike. With a 0 to 120 kilometres an hour and 2 seconds acceleration, this is the class that grabs your attention. It would be a season of change for the Mouthfresh Superboats, with top Group A runners Blake Bryant and newly crowned Group A champion Sam Udick stepping up to the unlimited class. And they were ready to take it to the established stars. The stage was set. Round 1 for the Superboats was held just out of Auckland at the Merry Sprint Bowl in early January. With the upcoming World Championships being held here and at Bay Park in January, it was a chance for the teams to learn more. The difficult rotations caught the newbies, Richard Murray, and the old hands, Peter Cowie, all by surprise. It was the first time in 16 years that Cowie had been upside down. When the flag dropped on the final, it was Rob Coley and Kelly Manell in Poison Ivy that grabbed third place. Second went to another veteran of the sport and husband of Kelly, Leighton Manell, past New Zealand and world champion. Sitting alongside him, his old sidecar swinger, Louise Blythe, in Taranaki Hardcore. Back to the twin-turbo Chev. Bring the first blood in the championship with a brand new Sprint Tech G-Force with twin-turbo Chev power and L-Firm sponsorship, Glenn Head and Darren Todd. A startling debut for this brand new combination. The teams travelled south for round 2, the traditional day after Boxing Day racing, complete with thrills and spills. And it was a day that no one will ever forget for the spectacular but sickening crash for Rob Coley and Kelly Manell. Luckily and thankfully, both climbed out okay, but the boat was destroyed. When racing resumed, Leighton Manell, who had been strapped in waiting to go, sitting helplessly watching his wife's horrific accident, composed himself enough to take third place. Second went to round 1 winner Glenn Head and Darren Todd in L-Firm Window System to extend his championship points lead. And on the top step of the podium, multi-New Zealand and world champion Peter Cowie and Sharma Putranui in NZ Trojan Total Oils. It was another complete performance from the multi-time champ. After the pomp and circumstance of the recent NZ Worlds, it was back to business in Suzuki Superboat at New Zealand's newest jet sprint venue, the Methanix Aquatrack, the short rotation catching plenty, including Richard Murray, the top 5 and the world champions in the finals. This left the way clear for Graham Hill to post his best result of the season. The third in his twin-cam turbocharged Nissan V8 powered liquid gold. Second place went to Dave Hopkins of Valcluta. This would be Hopkins' only appearance at the championship. Once again, it was the master on top, Peter Cowie and Sharma Putranui. And all around him were losing their heads. He managed to keep his and bank another 30 points for the championship. Round 4 of the Suzuki Superboats for 2016 season saw the field head to the Riverside Jet Track at Crown Thorpe. And amazingly enough, after destroying 2 boats in as many months, Rob Coley was back in the championship title chase. With new co-driver, his wife Ange. The combo working well for third place here at Hastings. Richard Murray and Joe Rathbird had put all their troubles behind them to take second in Mean Machine, the latest incarnation of the 2005 championship-winning boat of Pat Dillon. But once again, after a mechanical problem for Glenn Head, no one could stop Peter Cowie. 6 back going in, he was now just 4 points behind Head, with 2 rounds to go in the championship. Always the game changer, round 5 was back at Shelter View, but this time under lights. So close with the points battle, it would be whoever blinks first would lose out. Another mechanical gremlin took Glenn Head out of the running in the top 8, and Richard Murray again was gone in the 5. With Head and Cowie out, now was the time for Rob and Ange Coley to shine, and he did, laying down possibly his best ever run, certainly under lights, and a comeback of sorts to claim third. Second in the points and on the night was Leighton Manel and Kelly, a great run for the past champions that kept them in the hunt for the championship honours. But it was another past Superboat champion that took the win, finally putting the small teething problems behind them. Richard Burt and Claire Roberts took the Stinger Boats Nissan to its maiden win here at Wanganui. It couldn't have been tighter at the top as the field headed to the grand final at Featherston. Head led on 132, 1 point behind Leighton Manel on 131, and then tied on 128, Rob Coley and Peter Coe. And then there was three. Glenn Head again was out with engine trouble and saw his championship title hopes slip away. A sixth place took Manel out of contention as well, so it was down to two. Rob Coley stormed around the Westview Aluminium Aquatrack in another stunning performance, but it was only good enough for second. After his crash at Mary, lots of people had written off Peter Coe. The disappointment of the Worlds has hardened his resolve. The disappointment next at Wanganui would have broken lesser men, but not Coe. He won the round and unbelievably collected another championship.
Yeah, their final result, the final round of the championship last year was pretty amazing. And yeah, progressively some of our key competitors dropped away or had issues as the day went on. So certainly played to our favour, and you know, it was 1 point in the championship that you can't get any closer than that.
The pulsating final at Featherston proved many things. Never give up, and that on his day, Rob Coley is as good as anyone. Anyone whose season was based around comebacks.
It was good, but to be fair, it was pretty disappointing. Just the way things rolled through the season with, you know, points, and I guess even, yeah, if we didn't really have any wins as such, you know, we were sort of there and close and thereabouts. And, you know, to be honest, to be on top, you want to be winning and be the best. So we finished second for sure, but unfortunately, it didn't drain those wins. So.
Comebacks from crashes had become a specialty for Coley, but he was very lucky to escape this.
I don't know how it happened. I mean, when I look at it time and time again, it looks like we almost lost suction as we come in there, because I turned the wheel and then turned the wheel twice, and we just kept going straight ahead, and by that time we'd lost that suction, and as you know, I mean, no power, no steer, or no suction, and you're going nowhere. To be fair, it's probably lucky we're standing here today, because I mean, things could have turned out quite differently, and it was probably the most horrific one I've ever been involved in, and I have had a few, but in saying that, if I had another boat there, I certainly would have jumped straight back in and gone again.
Such was the severity of the crash that the boat landed among trees miles away from the track. It was destroyed.
Yeah, we bought a new one. The boat is a great package and it drives well, and yeah, I mean, it can certainly do the job. There's no two ways about that, and if, you know, we're driving to our potential and we have no boat issues, then yeah, it's certainly a winning package.
Another combination looking for better results, Altherm Window Systems Glen Head. This season, a case of what if.
Last season for us was pretty up and down. Obviously we started off the season pretty strong with winning the first round and a second in the second round at Wanganui there. And then we followed that up with the 2-round wins of the World Series. Following that, I suppose this is where it went down. We had a few failures and one off-track excursion there at Waitara. So yeah, all in all, pretty up and down season for us, but we can learn a lot from last season and hopefully incorporate that into what we do this year to try and make our performance better. One big focus we had this year was tearing some weight out of the boat. We felt that we could really liven the boat up with getting rid of a bit of weight out of it. So, I mean, one way we've done that is change the navigator in the boat. That's got rid of 30 kilos that didn't need to be there. The second is we really looked hard at the engine and where we could save weight and where we could move that around in the boat to try and change the way the boat sat in the water, and also getting the engine as low as possible in the boat. We've had a custom sump made, we've changed the turbo manifolds, all with the goal of getting that engine sitting as low as it can be.
Finishing third and getting back to the form that saw him win both the Worlds and the New Zealand crown, Leighton Manel.
Yeah, last year we changed, we put a new unit in it, tried some new injectors. We put the turbo back in and obviously found we didn't play with it long enough when we first played with it. So obviously Tim has been a legend. We've got it all going really, really well now, and hence the night meeting we got so close to taking it out.
With Manel just 1 point out of the lead going into the finals, it looked good for Taranaki Hardcore. It wasn't.
we probably were a little bit relaxed going into Waitara, misread the day, and I mucked around, left it too long. So I really kicked myself that I didn't push a bit harder. But you know, as for the boat and where we went in the season, yeah, it was certainly a tough season. We're up and down. We were right there in the mix. Could have taken it. Bill to finish up with 3 NZ. Well, you know, that was a bonus at the end.
The 2017 season would see more changes. Leighton's son Luke would be back in the navigator's seat because wife Kelly would now drive for herself.
Kelly's got her own boat, so things are different. I'm hoping for different results. We've got mini-me or little Lukey jumped in beside us again. So yeah, it's the boat feels really strong, and the competition looks really strong as well. So let's wait and see where it goes.
Possibly the most anticipated move in the off-season was Sam Udix. The 3-time New Zealand Group A champion would move to the Mouthfresh Superboats for 2017. Following him into the class, another Group A standout, Gisborne's Blake Bryant.
We had heard rumours that Sam was moving up to the Superboats, so we didn't want to let him go without us. We had too many good fights to be had, and yeah, here we are.
There's no party without the Bryant, so yeah, that'll be another good contest between us both. I think he's taken the same approach, being the competitive beast that he is as well. So it'll be interesting. It'll be good times.
The Blakes and Sams, it's brilliant. We've watched them for years. They're hard little peddlers, and they're the future of the boats.
For them to be able to post times in a Group A boat close to what we can do in a superboat, they're always going to be fast and they're always going to be competition.
And they're certainly brilliant drivers, and I mean, it'll be interesting to see how they adapt first off, but there's plenty of competition and there always has been.
Oh, it's always been a burning desire. I've followed the old band to a lot of JETSPRINTS in my younger years, watching him in the superboats, and we'd be lying if we said we hadn't always had our eyes set on being in this class.
We've sort of worked our way from Group B to Group A, and obviously a natural step was to go superboats. It's always been a target. You know, fingers crossed we get the results, but this year is just a matter of just building on what we can learn.
The moment you twitch the throttle in a superboat, you're off, and you're feeling the immediate effects of the G-force. You're generating more suction. You feel like you've got a lot more grip on the water. So despite having a hell of a lot more power, the boat feels a lot more positive, a lot more nimble, and believe it or not, it actually feels safer.
It's a new boat, new hull, new engine, it's just totally different. If we can stay within that podium sort of finishes throughout the whole season, we'll be stoked, and hopefully we'll get a placing out of it, because you know, with superboats, anything can go bang, anything can go wrong.
Sadly, what went wrong at Waitara was the weather. A big storm had rolled in off the Taranaki coast and drenched round 1 here at the Methanex Aquatrack, calling a halt to proceedings. Hardest hit, racer and track promoter Leighton Bennell.
They had a lot of the drivers come back already. They love it. Flow's nice. It's fast. The water level's good. So yeah, really happy with the way things are going.
They've made some fantastic changes to the track, a bit more width in the channels, and hey, a lot more flowing rotation as well. It definitely allows us to open it out a little bit more.
The rotation, it seems to be a lot more flowing and a lot more open, so yeah, less creation of those wakes. So yeah, it's a positive change for the team at Waitara, and yeah, I think everyone here is pleased with it all, so yeah, big ups to them.
It seems fine. It's nice flowy little rotation. There's a little bit of crossing dirty water, so that can unsettle the boat, but you'll see these times drop down.
The defending champion Peter Coe, like all the other drivers, were rearing to go.
Preparation's gone well with the racing. Got our flying boats all out of the workshop and prepared on time, and then we got stuck into the NZ boat here, and it was in pretty good nick all in all, but a couple of wee tweaks that we've done just to tidy it up, and a bit of a legacy of last year's crash, and so yeah, she's looking good, and it's a small compact track here, so hopefully, you know, that more technical type of rotation should suit our boat.
Another ready to start the new season, along with new navigator Olivia van Dersen, was world champion Glenn Head in L-Therm window systems.
For us, it's all about doing something better than we done last year, whether it's going faster or whether it's just preparing better. So yeah, we're definitely aware of the competition, because at the end of the day, the competition's there and that's who we're racing. But like you said, we are racing ourselves and the time clock as well. We're trying to further develop an improving package here, so today's just about going out there, putting some times down, and hey, hopefully we can come away with that win as well.
The key is to come out of round one with some good points, boxing ahead, and when you say I've been around a bit, it's probably spotting the greys on my chin, but yeah, no, you're dead right. You got to leave round one with some good points in hand, be in the top 3, top 4, even top 5, you're in good heat, but if you're in 15 or 16, she's hard work from there, so should be on.
Rotorua's Nick Berryman was looking to put the 2016 season in the history books, and along with the vastly experienced Tanya Ironmonger doing the navigating, it was looking good in Riverjet.
Brand new motor, brand new bottom end, so it seems to be loving it. And the Whipple, we're still the only Whipple in jet sprinting in the world, I think. So it's nice to have something different, and there's so many different packages here. Who's to say which is the right combination? I think with this field, if you get in the top 5, you're going to be happy every meeting, and you'll probably be there or thereabout at the end. Yeah, the attrition level can be quite nasty at sometimes.
Testing is one thing, but competition's something different. And after a couple of runs, both Kate Hugerbrug and Blake Bryan were wrapped.
Yeah, we're really happy. Look, today's more about building confidence than getting too ahead of ourselves and being too ambitious about getting results. If we can finish in one piece with some good points at the end of the day, we'll be really, really happy.
No stranger to our shores, multiple Australian champion Fonzie Mullen was here helping Claire and Kevin Roberts in the Stinger.
We got a invited guest ride in the Team Stinger boat, so yeah, we thought we'd come over and give it a steer and yeah, see what the other type of boat feels like. We've got a new track to learn, a new boat to learn, a new jet unit, and this an engine that I have to learn. So I hope my GM fans there don't send me any hate mail at the moment. But yeah, it's only for a one-off drive. So, but yeah, it's different. So you know, every boat takes tweaking. It's a good little engine. Makes it, you know, it's still a very nearly 1,000 horsepower. So yeah, I'll be honest with you, if they get that thing together, they're going to be very hard to beat around this track.
Small niggling problems hindered Kevin Roberts and prevented Mullen from having a steer.
It is hard stepping in someone else's boat, so we've got a few safety issues we've got to work through yet with some belts and not releasing and getting stuck and different things. So, you know, it's not just about getting the boat around; it's our safety as well. So, you know, we've got a lot on our plate to sort out.
Before the racing was cancelled, there was some action on the track for the Mouthfresh Superboats in the rain here at Waitara. This is the competition debut, if you like, after many speculations of the off-season. This is Blake Bryan and Kate Hugerbrug. This combination twice runner-up in the Group A Championship, but making their Superboat debut with a 38.892. Remember, early going in the qualifying rounds here at Waitara. Aaron Hansen, Julianne Shanks on Rusty 1. This is a 500 cubic inch small block Chevy. This combination out at Tauranga. 12th of the New Zealand Championships. Didn't do too many of the rounds and had trouble here at Waitara as well. Nick Berryman out of Rotorua, new engine for him, stronger bottom end for the Whipple Supercharged 14 Chevy. His best time was a 44.151. Hill and Amanda Kittow out of Hastings probably would like to forget about 2016 season as well. Brian Hartley on hand to help with any of the niggles for the Nissan Twin Turbo, putting something like 1,000 horsepower into the water, best time of 41.246. Sam Newdick and Glenn Mason, plenty of people watching the progress of this combination. 3 times the Group A champions, this was their first run in the Superboat, 40.009. Good competition debut for the multi-time champion. Wicked and Wild could well have described the weather conditions here at Waitara at the Methanex Aqua Track, but it's also the boat name for Scott Donald and Nicole Reesby. Another 500 cubic inch Dart Sprint Tech combination, a 45.131, best for them in the early going. Gary Stephen and Damon Murray was next in Buana. Gary's been travelling the world in the New Zealand off-season. Plenty of banter between himself and Nick Berryman. They were pitted together and having shots at each other. A 47.141 in the early going for Gary Stevens from Taupo. Another combination that people were looking forward to seeing was Glenn Head. The current world champion, and his brand new navigator, Olivia Van Dersen. Both these two out of Hamilton, the twin-turbo Chevy, Sprint Tech G-Force hull in L-Therm window systems. 39.111, fast as always for Head. As well as promoting the event, Leighton Manel and his son Luke were taking part in Taranaki Hardcore. He was wearing 3 hats today: track designer, peacekeeper and race driver. 42.363 for Leighton. Pretty happy with his progress. Someone that wasn't happy in the early going was Rob and Ange Coley in Poison Ivy Mouth Fresh. Second in the New Zealand season, but really didn't get to grips in the early going here at Waitara. The boat coming out of the water on more than one occasion. Look for another fiery season from Rob in the class he now sponsors. 46.196 for Coley in the Mouth Fresh Superboats. Nothing seems to faze the multi-world and New Zealand champion Peter Coe. He just went about the business, and what business it was. He was fast right off the trailer, and that continued even in the early going, well under the 40-second mark on his debut. 39.376, his best time before a halt was called. Well, after another meeting between the event promoter and the race personnel, it was decided to pull the pin on round 1 here at Waitara, and we look forward to round 2 happening at the Mary Mary Sprint Bowl. Hopefully the weather's good, hopefully the racing's even better. We'll see you there.